While my dad was mowing the yard, the mower picked up a rock and chunked it through his garage window. He did a temporary fix with some duct tape, but we are expecting quite a bit of weather, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace this window for him. I figured since I was gonna be doing the project, I might as well film it and put out a video. Of course, keep in mind that I've never replaced a window, but hey, how hard can it be? I started off by using a flat bar to remove all of the existing trim. And just a tip, if you ever use a flat bar, there are multiple ways to use it. One that I utilize a lot is to actually use it by cranking on it from the left and right direction instead of the up and down. So it looks like there's nails going in through the siding here, holding the flange of the window in place. So I'm going to remove the ones that are holding it in place. The ideal tool for this job is something called a cat's claw, but I didn't bring one and my dad doesn't have one. So instead I'm going to be using 2 hammers in order to get these nails out. And I'm not too worried about the siding because the trim is going to cover it up. I got some feedback on Instagram saying it was unsafe to hammer against a hammer, saying that it actually could shatter the hammer. I've never heard of that, but apparently there's a Mythbusters episode where they debunked it. But either way, if you're going to be doing it, put on some safety glasses. After removing all of the nails that were tagged into the side flange of the window, it still didn't pop out as easily as I wanted, because apparently the window was put in before the siding was put up whenever the building was built, and the siding was overlapping the flanges. So I used an array of tools to try to get this window out, and resorted to busting out the glass, then using my hammer to just try to beat it out of there. After wearing out my arm, turns out it just needed a simple twist to pop loose. Oh, I didn't need to beat on it after all. I didn't have a paint scraper, so I used my flat bar to remove all of the old caulking. Next, I pulled out my level so that I can make some cut lines for myself. I needed to open up the hole just a tad bit more for this new window. To do that, I used my circular saw. And I set the depth of my circular saw to only cut as deep as that outside T111 siding. To make the actual cuts, I started off by making a plunge cut, where I started the saw without the blade touching and then plunged it into the siding, and then moved it across to finish the cut. I did this on all 4 sides, then came back with a chisel to clean up the corners, although a multi-tool would also work fine here. With the hole now enlarged, I grabbed my brand new window and set it in place to do a test fit. The window fit great, so I applied caulking to the back side of the top flange as well as the 2 side flanges. Put the window in place and then checked for level and plumb. So I went inside my dad's shop and raided his hardware bin in order to find some nails, where I then nailed the side flanges of the window into the 2x4 studs. While I was at it, I also drove in some nails to reattach the siding. What do you think about it?
It looks very, very nice.
You want the other ones replaced now? To match?
No.
Next, I grabbed all of the old trim pieces and put them back in place with nails. The last thing I did was come back with a bead of caulking all along the perimeter of the brand new window and the trim, and then also along the outside of the trim to the building. I'm using a product called Lexel, which is a super elastic caulking, which is perfect for doing windows so that it won't crack over time. This particular one is instantly waterproof and is also paintable after 48 hours. So after letting it fully cure, I came back and gave everything a nice coat of paint. Big thank you to Lexel for supporting my channel. You can check out Lexel with the link in the description down below. I am pleasantly surprised at just how easy and straightforward this project was. So I hope this video helped you out if you've been putting off replacing your own windows, whether it be because you knocked out a pane or because you want to upgrade from the single to the double. So that's it for this one. I will see you on whatever it is I'm working on next, guys. In the yard and picked up a rock with the mower, and it got chunked through one of his garage windows. So he did a temporary fence using some Dad, you want me to replace this window or not?